ADHD as females, ADHD AF, ADHD as females, the podcast.
We are joined in the studio, in Dawn's special studio, by our first in-person guest in here. We have Phionna from We Too. Welcome.
Hello, I feel so privileged.
Well, we're privileged to have you.
Yeah, we are privileged to have you. This is the first time we've had someone in person in my little tidy home studio.
Oh, but it's lovely. Oh, it's just lovely.
So, Phionna has very kindly invited us to get on board with an event that she is planning here in Aberdeen, which we're so excited about. But first of all, Phionna, will you tell us a bit about yourself? So, what's your name, occupation, anything else you'd like to share?
So my name is Phionna McInnes. It's a fine Scottish name for you. My occupation is Chief Ninja. So I work for my chief executive for a children's charity here in Aberdeen, but I don't think chief executive, it just sounds really boring. And all the charity names are so boring. So I thought, I know. So all the staff are called ninjas, and then they realised that made me a chief ninja. I am
Take that.
Yeah, you'd be amazed the amount of people that reply back to emails going, "This is awesome. I've never spoke to a chief ninja before."
I love it.
Really
And it just, our work can be difficult, so it just makes it a bit easier, a bit of fun where you can find it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, as is often the case, or has been the case for me here in Aberdeen, the meeting of Phionna was very serendipitous. So I was putting on the event with Open Road Limited, the Fabulous Fitty Fashion Fest, to raise funds for ADHD Adult UK, and Phionna came on board to help us do the relaxed session, the relaxed hour for the event, and also to help us with a visual guide. And when we started talking, it felt like a real meeting of minds, because Phionna is ADHD AF, if you don't mind me saying.
I embrace it fully.
So tell us a little bit about when you discovered you had ADHD, when you were diagnosed.
I think our meeting was just incredible, and it still makes me smile when I think about it. So it was the producer that had connected us to come in, because I do a lot of the relaxed sessions here in the area. It's kind of a huge part of my work. And the event that I'm putting together, the person who's helped me put together the event actually seen your article in the paper.
Okay.
And had sent me a message going, "Look, these girls are the same. You need to get them on board." I was like, that's amazing. And being ADHD, I've currently did absolutely nothing about it. But it was on my list, and it was on my whiteboard in the office. And so when you came to visit and talk about the Fitty Fest, I thought, wait a minute. Are you the lady from Fitty? You're next door neighbour. And then Laura was like, yeah, that's me. And I couldn't stop laughing. I just thought, this is the person that's on my whiteboard to approach, and you're sitting here in my office. This is meant to be.
Yeah.
And it's just that, wherever you're meant, you don't always understand processes, but wherever you find yourself is exactly where you're meant to be.
Absolutely.
And that was exactly it.
Absolutely.
So it was just such a funny background. So ADHD is F, absolutely. Diagnosed really young in childhood, but actually never really did anything about it, because in the 80s there wasn't anything done about it. And your perception of you is only your perception. You think that everybody else sees the world the same as you do. And I think certainly right up until my early 20s, I kind of thought everybody else was weird, and it's taken me a long time to work out that everybody else isn't weird. I'm weird. I'm the weird one.
Weird and wonderful.
We are those weirdos, mister.
Weird and wonderful. Brilliant.
Yeah, so it was in the 80s you were diagnosed.
80s.
Which is just wild to think that, one, you were diagnosed, and two, as a female, you were diagnosed.
No. So when I went back, for a lot of women, even who are getting late diagnosis now, I think we can go through life and we're spinning those plates, and you can spin 2, and maybe you push and you spin 3. Then you get up to 5 and all the plates start to drop. And it's a process a lot of us go through over and over again. And that's certainly what happened to me at work. And my marriage had just come to an end. I had my 2 boys, and there was a lot of plate skins. And it got really, really difficult. And it was just such a chance conversation with my elderly dad, who'd said, maybe it's time to go back and revisit this. And I thought, I hadn't really thought about it. I really hadn't thought about it. So I went back to my GP, who is probably about half the age of me. And I had to say, you know, I'm interested in getting medicated for ADHD. And his first answer was, oh, yeah, there's a process, we'll need to get you referred. I was like, oh, no, mate, no. I was diagnosed years ago. You need to go and look at my file.
Yeah.
So scrolling back probably about 400 pages, I don't know, to get through my medical file, I will never forget him just turning and looking at me going, you must have been one proper level of mental.
Was batshit crazy not the word, the expression you used earlier?
I did. Just for the record, the doctor did not say batshit crazy, but you knew that was the underlying tone. Was very much like you were proper level bonkers to get that kind of. So I was fortunate in the sense that I didn't have to go back through. We did do a refresher process that was done. And I think there was, I was going to say bemusement. I don't think that's maybe that's not respectful, but I think there was a bit of bemusement that I was going back through this process. Because it had to get done before I could get the medication. But yeah, it was just coming to that realization that the times in the past where maybe I had taken medication for depression or antidepressants or anxiety, and it's kind of coming through that full journey going, oh, we should have actually went back to this.
Realised,
way back then. And I didn't.
People
and that's
just didn't know.
And
no.
it's like,
and the whole process, certainly when I was a child, was, oh yeah, just keep her off the E101 and the E102. Don't let her drink Robinson's fruit squash. It was pretty much
Blue Smarties.
that was a prescription and an exercise, which, you know, and keep. But reflectively, I look back and think I'm regretful that I didn't address it sooner. Because it was there, and I can't even come back and say I had to go through an exploratory journey to get there. It was there.
It was there
from 6.
It's funny, isn't it? What do you feel? It's funny because the question we normally ask is, what do you feel undiagnosed ADHD has cost you? But you were diagnosed, but
it was almost like I was diagnosed and
you weren't treated.
Yeah.
That's it,
Yes.
exactly. I was diagnosed, but then nothing was done. And then I did nothing about it. Because I didn't think anything
of it, really.
it was just
didn't understand how it could
am.
impact your life.
100%.
Yeah.
And there is that process now, which I find fascinating. I've said that to you, Laura. When you go through women who are going through diagnosis now, there are still parallels for me. And I think, God, I could have salvaged so much of this. And I didn't.
Yeah.
But I'm here now. And I think, you know, it's cost me relationships. It's cost me friendships.
Yeah.
I think I can reflect back on so many friendships now, and I am a lousy friend. And I find now when people come into my life, I kind of give them the kind of charter of Phionna friendship, which is I'm a lousy friend. I won't turn up every Tuesday for a coffee. I will forget it's your birthday. I will forget it's your kid's birthday. But I adore you. And if you're locked out your house at 4 a.m. and you don't know who to call, come and get me. I am your crisis friend.
Yeah.
I will come. But Dobies for a scone every Tuesday, I'm just not your girl.
I totally second that.
Yeah,
I will absolutely forget your birthday, but I will help you bury the body.
My friend this week said, we were talking about her 40th holiday next year. My friend this week said to me, she's like, oh, I can't, like the 8th is my daughter's birthday of September and the 11th is my husband's birthday. So I need to be back before or after their holidays. She said this on the 8th of September. Nothing clicked to be like, oh, your daughter's birthday is today. Oh, no! And so I realised, like, it was a couple of days later, someone had said, oh, happy birthday to Annabelle. And I was like, oh, you actually told me it was your daughter's birthday on your daughter's birthday, and I didn't even click or wish your daughter happy birthday.
It would be out of context.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
made me laugh.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, you'll remember now because the Queen died on that day. And
No, that will make absolutely no difference whatsoever. Thanks for the suggestion, but that will not work.
So Phionna is definitely in the camp of looking at the positive sides. I see that a lot in your social media, and you use the term ADHD doer.
I'm an ADHD doer.
Yeah.
Not always, but I try.
So tell us some positives. Tell us what you see as positive about ADHD.
I think that's such a difficult question, isn't it? Because again, you only know yourself.
Yes.
I think having energy. Obviously, we talk about there's a lot of crashes and a lot of exhaustion as well. Hyper focus, I would say, is really when you've got something that just really is just caught you and you're there, and you're all in for it.
Yes.
I think that's a really good positive if you can keep it harnessed, and a lot of that is finding your tribe around you that can keep you harnessed.
Yeah.
Or we were talking about whiteboards earlier.
Yeah.
Whiteboards in here. I love my whiteboards. My whole house would be wallpapered with whiteboards.
Why not?
I call them brain fart boards.
Yeah.
So I'm brain farting all the time.
Yeah.
So I'll go, brain fart, and
Yeah.
you got to capture it. Yeah, because it's gone. If you don't capture it, it's gone.
Maybe I should just paint all my walls black.
Chalk paint. Yeah, chalk
blackboard paint and just
And just be done with it and just get it done.
people come and think I'm an absolute psychopath with like writing all over my
All over the
wall.
wall.
But it works, because I hate it. We were saying earlier, you hate it when you have that idea and you're like, it was a really good idea. Why can't I remember it? Shit.
Yeah.
But it was really good. If it was that good, I'd remember it. No, gone. Bye.
No,
Gone. Bye.
no, completely gone. So we are so excited and so grateful to be
Yes.
part of your event, Phionna.
You're grateful. I'm grateful that you're going to be
I'm
part of it.
Super excited about
Yeah,
It
we
just needs
really
to happen,
are.
girl. It
Yeah.
just, you know.
So,
So-
tell us about it.
this. Yeah.
So in a brain fart moment, I thought, I know. And we were seeing all these people on social media, so many women getting diagnosed or starting diagnosis process, or even thinking, hey, do you know what? That sounds a lot like me.
Yeah.
And I need to explore this. But because of the pandemic and because of the way society is right now, we're doing it all on computers and virtually.
Yeah.
And I just thought, how amazing will it be to bring everybody into one room, into one space to meet each other? And I think it's going to be, I think there's going to be some tears. I think it's going to be
100%.
emotional.
100%.
I think it's going to be hilarious. I think there's going to be a lot of really funny stories there.
Yeah.
But I think more than anything else, it's going to be women coming together and going, I'm not alone. And the experiences I am having are not just me. I'm not. You're not a lone weirdo. There's a pack. There's a pack. Come join us. Come find your tribe.
You may be a weirdo, but there's a bunch
But
of
you're
other
our weirdo.
weirdos.
Come and be our weirdos. Because it can be isolating at times. And, you know, when it's not good, when you're having a really hard time, and it probably is attributed to ADHD. I mean, I find RSD is absolutely the most disabling and crippling part of my ADHD.
Yeah.
And I question myself fully, why I go and do projects like this when I make myself really, really vulnerable to do it. But it needs to happen. And you know, we in our journey, as well as you know, you'll meet women who have been treated for depression or borderline personality disorder, and you're sitting with them and thinking, and then now they're maybe at the point of getting their diagnosis. So the ground's just moved again for them.
Yeah.
You want to kind of capture them and go, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's a bit wild sometimes. You're going to ride a lot of waves, but we're here.
Yeah.
And you're not on your own with it.
100%. Yeah, we really, really can't wait. So it's going to be like a loose women style panel,
That's how I've
right?
kind of explain it to people in my head. It's kind of like loose women panel style, interviewed by the amazing Nicola McAlley from STV, who we thought has probably was probably the most likely to try and keep us all on track and check. Because, you know, it's a tall order, isn't it?
Well, absolutely.
Herding cats.
I said nailing jelly to a wall. But absolutely that. And just like, tell me about your childhood. Tell me about your school. Tell me about your relationships. Tell me about your career. Tell me about where you're at now. Tell me the goods. Tell me the bads. And it is just for women to feel validated. I think a lot of us still have that imposter syndrome going, well, I've got a little bit of paper, or I'm on the way to getting a bit of paper, or I've got a prescription, but, you know, maybe they're wrong.
So if people want to get tickets, if there's anyone that's listening locally that want to come along,
Or can come up. You
Yeah.
know,
or anyone that wants to come up to Aberdeen for this event, where can they go to get these
So
tickets?
we created a website called Neurofabulous.
This is great.
Do you
Love
like
that. Love that.
Again, there's the imposter syndrome. Is it okay? Do you like it? Do you like it? You know, at that point, you're like, this is a great idea. And then you put it out and you go, oh no, but it's been okay so far. So it's www.neurofabulous.me.
Yeah,
Amazing.
love that. We've actually got a link to it in our bio.
Yes.
So if you happen to be looking at our page, then you can click our link in bio, go to the link tree, and there's a link straight through to get tickets.
And there's a lovely story around the website as well, because when I put out and ask for the website, it's an ADHD woman
Oh, amazing.
Amazing.
Put the website together.
Oh,
So
super.
talk about serendipity coming right round full
Yeah.
circle. So
Yeah, that's
it's gonna be
fantastic.
fun.
So it's going to be at the lovely Chester Hotel.
Yes, in Aberdeen.
Yes, and we're going to have like
And they've still
afternoon.
got all their umbrellas. They're going to keep all the umbrellas
Oh,
up
nice.
as well.
Yeah, and that's fantastic. So the
okay.
ADHD Foundation umbrellas.
That's
yeah,
it. They're there.
fantastic.
So that's another nice reason to put. It's a lovely venue as
Yeah.
well. They've been lovely to deal with too. And as well as actually having a discussion in the lunch, we've got some stall holders that are going to be there as well that I'm hoping are kind of relevant to many of us. There's Ditched It with Dignity. Some of us are not very good with our spends. I know that I certainly in the past not been good with my spends.
Yeah.
So this is hopefully helpful. And we've got Amanda from Swish Swish Bish
Yeah.
coming who swaps out clothes. I know I have many regretful purchases of quite often really expensive, lovely clothes.
That we forget to put back and forget to return.
Yeah,
and-
yeah,
yeah.
Find it 56 days later, way past the 28.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And then, so it's going to be on
Sunday, the 2nd of October, and it's an afternoon. So lovely to have it over a lunch. So the initial working title was Afternoon Tea with ADHD.
Yeah.
Until I realised that they were giving us lunch.
Okay.
I went, oh. So then it turned into you, me, and ADHD.
Yes.
But yeah, just coming together and finding people that get you and understand you,
Yeah.
and maybe will appreciate that you can't turn up to Dobie's for a coffee every Tuesday,
Yeah.
but can be in your tribe.
Exactly. And it's raising funds for
It's going to raise funds for We Too, which is a charity that I work for. We Too was founded by my son, so he's my boss. My 14-year-old son is my boss.
Love that.
He's been
Amazing.
my boss since I was 9. Since he was 9, rather, not me. Feels that way.
believe it or not.
The worst thing is as well, we told him that he was the founder, and he kind of ran with this for ages, and we thought we'd got it suppressed. Declan also has a heart condition, and he'd got his prescription from the hospital, and when kids get a prescription, it puts their title as master. And I swear to he broke the 4-minute mile getting along that corridor. Look, mummy, I'm your master.
That's brilliant.
So, but it's great. I really enjoy what we do, and again, thinking back to when I did go back for and revisited my diagnosis, I remember sitting with the chap and saying, gosh, and he knew all about We Too when I'd went in. I said, gosh, I wonder how much more I would have achieved if I'd actually embraced my diagnosis earlier and got medicated. And he said possibly the kindest thing he could have in that moment. He looked up and he smiled and he said, not half as much as you have.
Oh,
And isn't that
that's
just,
lovely.
isn't that moment could have went either way. And as you know, ladies, we'll sit and we'll pick away at something forever that somebody said.
Yeah.
I'm still picking away at somebody that told me I was cack-handed because I couldn't open a door at the office 6 years ago. So, and every time I go to the door, I'm like, I'm not cack-handed. That's horrible thing to say. But that's what he said, and it just makes me smile and go, well, actually, maybe I wouldn't have started We Too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't be doing the stuff that we're
Yeah.
doing if I didn't have ADHD.
So We Too does amazing work in Aberdeen for families of
Families for children with additional support needs.
Yeah.
So really anything. We're not targeted for MD. We've spoken about me being a chief ninja.
Yeah.
So all the ninjas. One summed it up really well. She said we had a parent asking if they could come to the sessions, and the answer she gave was, if you have a pulse and a good attitude, you can come.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lovely way to explain it.
Absolutely.
Because we're in amongst lots of families that are pending diagnosis. We've got a huge waiting list happening right now because of the current state of the NHS. So, we're talking about how long it is to wait for a diagnosis as adults. It's no better for kids.
No.
So we've got parents saying, oh, I want to take Johnny to the trampoline park, the relax session you host, but we've only just started the diagnosis. Just come. Don't
Just
wait
come.
for the diagnosis
Well,
process. Just come now. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And that's very true. Like, that's also part of the event as well. It's like you don't have to have a diagnosis as ADHD to come to You, Me and ADHD.
Absolutely.
And if you
We're not checking paperwork when you come in.
if you identify as a woman, like you are very, very welcome.
Absolutely. Identify as a woman, identify that you have ADHD.
Yeah.
You want to support somebody who's come in who has ADHD. Maybe your daughter has ADHD and you want
Yeah.
to speak to some adults who are ADHD.
Yeah.
A friend. anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's good because it's all supported support, and it's all awareness. And I feel quite strong. We're all about this ADHD awareness right now, and of course, I just want to bypass all that and say, can we just get to ADHD appreciation?
Yeah.
Where actually we can
Acceptance.
I always think we've got awareness and then we've got acceptance. Can we just get to appreciation?
Yeah.
Where we
Yeah.
actually appreciate our neurodivergent workforce, our neurodivergent population, because a lot of the stuff that's happened wouldn't have happened without having people who think out the box.
That's very true.
Try things differently.
That's very true.
So team weird.
Team weird.
Team
Go team
weird.
weird. So please do tap the link in bio or head to neurofabulous.me and get those tickets for the event, because it's going to be amazing, and we're raising funds for a really incredible cause, and we're going to talk nonsense on the stage just like we talk nonsense here.
Thank you so much for letting me come down. I've had such fun.
It's been so lovely
you're
to
so
have
welcome.
you,
This
and
is so great.
thank you, and thank you for asking us to be part of the event.
Yeah.
We can't wait.
Thank you.
Thank you.
ADHD as females, ADHD AF, ADHD as females.